This is a series of Marxist classics on tape. Section 1, Theses on Feuerbach. The chief defect of all hitherto existing materialism, that of Feuerbach included, is that the thing, reality, sensuousness, is conceived only in the form of the object, or of contemplation, but not as human sensuous activity, practice, not subjectively. Hence it happened that the active side, in contradistinction to materialism, was developed by idealism, but only abstractly, since of course idealism does not know real sensuous activity as such. Feuerbach wants sensuous objects really differentiated from the thought objects, but he does not conceive human activity as objective activity. Hence, in the essence of Christianity, he regards the theoretical attitude as the only genuinely human attitude, while practice is conceived and fixed only in its dirty Judaical form of appearance. Hence, he does not grasp the significance of revolutionary, of practical critical activity. 2. The question whether objective truth can be attributed to human thinking is not a question of theory, but is a practical question. In practice, man must prove the truth, that is, the reality and power, the this-sidedness of his thinking. The dispute over the reality or non-reality of thinking, which is isolated from practice, is a purely scholastic question. 3. The materialist doctrine that men are products of circumstances and upbringing, and that therefore changed men are products of other circumstances and changed upbringing, forgets that it is men that change circumstances, and that the educator himself needs educating. Hence this doctrine necessarily arrives at dividing society into two parts, of which one is superior to society, in Robert Owen, for example. The coincidence of the changing of circumstances and of human activity can be conceived and rationally understood only as revolutionizing practice. 4. Feuerbach starts out from the fact of religious self-alienation, the duplication of the world into a religious imaginary world and a real one. His work consists in the dissolution of the religious world into its secular basis. He overlooks the fact that after completing this work, the chief thing still remains to be done. For the fact that the secular foundation detaches itself from itself and establishes itself in the clouds as an independent realm is really only to be explained by the self-cleavage and self-contradictoriness of this secular basis. The latter must itself, therefore, first be understood in its contradiction, and then, by the removal of the contradiction, revolutionized in practice. Thus, for instance, once the earthly family is discovered to be the secret of the holy family, the former must be itself be criticized in theory and revolutionized in practice. 5. Feuerbach, not satisfied with abstract thinking, appeals to sensuous contemplation, but he does not conceive sensuousness as practical human sensuous activity. 6. Feuerbach resolves the religious essence into the human essence, but the human essence is no abstraction inherent in each single individual. In its reality, it is the ensemble of the social relations. Feuerbach, who does not enter upon a criticism of this real essence, is consequently compelled, 1. To abstract from the historical process and to fix the religious sentiment as something by itself and to presuppose an abstract, isolated human individual. 2. The human essence, therefore, can with him be comprehended only as a genus, as an internal dumb generality which merely naturally unites so many individuals. 7. Feuerbach consequently does not see that the religious sentiment is itself a social product, and that the abstract individual whom he analyses belongs in reality to a particular form of society. 8. Social life is essentially practical. All mysteries which mislead theory to mysticism find their rational solution in human practice and in the comprehension of this practice. 9. The highest point attained by contemplative materialism, that is, materialism which does not understand sensuousness as practical activity, is a contemplation of single individuals in civil society. 10. The standpoint of the old materialism is civil society. The standpoint of the new is human society, or socialized humanity. 11. The philosophers have only interpreted the world in various ways. The point, however, is to change it. That was Marx's thesis on Feuerbach, written in 1845, the spring of 1845.